That's right.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Welcome to the May 24th, 2021 Valparaiso Rotary Club meeting, where we grow diverse leaders for local service and global impact through meaningful and dynamic connections. As we continue to celebrate our 100th anniversary, I have some facts for our club from 1946. If a Rotarian missed 4 consecutive meetings, it was automatic termination. Makeups had to be done in 6 days with another club. Programs were more informative of local and international news with firsthand experiences from the speakers. The programs were either faith-based, military or war awareness, or musical. The YMCA was the first local nonprofit fundraiser. On December 30th, 1946, 57 Rotarians gave the YMCA a check for $1,015 with 100% participation from the members. The YMCA was just starting a fundraiser for a new facility budgeted at $250,000. I would like to thank our greeters, Doug Busby and Rick Amrine, for serving us today, and also Mary Jo Jamie and Greg Farrell for our social media. If you would now join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, if you would remain standing, Rick Urschel will sing the national anthem for us.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, or something like that.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see everyone again. In honor of Memorial Day, I found some really nice quotes online, so I thought I'd just say a few of these. This one's by Beth Pennington. As we set aside to honor and thank our veterans, let us be mindful that we should do this every day of the year, not just one. John F. Kennedy says, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter the words, but to live by them. And one last one, this is an unknown author. Our flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. Wishing you all a very blessed week and a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend.
All right, Rick Amrine, our visiting Rotarian guest.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Neil Samahan has a guest today. Neil, can you stand with your guest? Neil's guest is Casey Ensing, who is the Chief Development and Communications Officer at Opportunity Enterprises. Please say hello to Casey. That's it for today. Thank you.
I am excited to say we have 2 new members to induct today. If Eric and Mike could join us up here, as well as Chris and Matt.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Matt Wells. He is the Director of External Engagement for Purdue University Northwest. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Matt in his capacity as interim director of One Region. Many of you are familiar with that organization. And Matt has a lot of great attributes he brings to the club. He's a pretty humorous guy, hard worker, and I think you'll really enjoy getting to know him. And the greatest attribute he has is before he was at PNW, he was actually a professional opera singer. So he's actually going to double the vocal talent we have in this club. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, triple. All right. Yeah. Sorry.
No joke, we have 3.
Yeah.
That's it.
So anyways, it's my pleasure to introduce. So Matt Wells, everyone.
Well, thank you, Chris. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with you all today after what has been I'm hoping, knock on wood, cross your fingers, late stage pandemic. And, over the past several months, even in spite of the hybrid format, I've gotten a sense that this is just a really, truly unique organization here in Valparaiso. I've been in the area for years. My wife's a small business owner here, Wells Family Counseling. And so we're not native to Northwest Indiana, but we feel that Valpo has really adopted us over the last decade of change. And I am honored and feel privileged to be part of this wonderful club. Having visited many Rotary clubs around the area, this is the one that, I have heard for years is, there's so much engagement, so much enthusiasm and passion for helping our communities. And I'm excited to be a part of that. So thank you all. And, it's great to be here.
I am excited to let everybody meet Mike O'Donohue. And you guys aren't going to believe this, but he's also a classically trained opera singer. I'm just kidding.
We have a quartet going on.
Just think about it. So I've known Mike for, so he is a employee benefits advisor at GIS. Me, overall, really good dude. Played football in college, so got a baby on the way. Lots of exciting things. So I'll let him do the rest.
Hey everybody, thanks Eric. Like Eric said, just newer to the area. Me and my wife actually moved here right after our wedding, right when all this craziness hit last April. So last April was our first kind of dive in of Valparaiso and everything. Ended up with GIS, working with Eric and everything, and things couldn't have gone better. And just getting incorporated with Rotary Club and things like that, organizations of this magnitude, it's just something that I've set goals for in terms of getting entrenched into the community. Like Eric said, I'm an employee benefits advisor, and me and my wife are expecting our first at the end of June. So a lot of things changing, a lot of exciting things. Just really glad to be here and look forward to meeting all of you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome to the club, both of you, and Mike, welcome to the community.
Thank you.
Sergeant at Arms, Kathy Ireland. If you do have good news, we'll have you raise your hand, and Kathy, if she would, will come over with the microphone so that our Zoom participants can also hear. Oh, okay, great. Does anybody have any good news? I was gonna say after that, nobody ever get to walk.
One thing is that everyone needs to use a microphone for the folks online. So when you're up there, or if you get handed the mic, please speak clearly into the mic, or else it's like they're not even here. And tomorrow's my 19th wedding anniversary. That's it.
Congratulations. Anybody else good news? All right, short and sweet. Okay, so today is May 24th, and it's one of my favorite days because it's also known as National Asparagus Day. This versatile vegetable can be sauteed, fried, baked, or grilled, and it's full of nutrients like fiber, folate, and vitamins A, C, and E. Asparagus is an ancient vegetable. The ancient Greeks and Romans used it as a religious offering dating back to 3000 BC. They used the Persian word asparag, which meant a shoot or a sprout. Asparagus was brought to North America by the European settlers in 1655. Both Dutch and British immigrants listed asparagus as a hardy vegetable in their descriptions of farming practices in the New World. In the US, asparagus is grown in primarily 3 states, California, Michigan, and Washington. The national average asparagus yield is about 4,000 pounds per acre, with a total US asparagus production of 84 million pounds per year. Asparagus can take 3 years to grow from seed to harvest. Once established, plants produce spears for decades, making it a great crop. However, it is labor intensive as farm workers handpick each spear. May 24th is also National Escargot Day. So combine the two, have yourselves a tasty meal this evening. Have a good week.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, now we'll go to our announcements before we introduce our speaker. Mary Jo would like to talk about the centennial.
So we're having this awesome centennial celebration on June 30th at Aberdeen Ballroom. If you guys haven't gotten that information yet, it's in the link. The link is everywhere. You can find it. You can go on Eventbrite. You can search it by just putting in Valpo Rotary. They're $60 a ticket. So bring your date, and we're going to have a really fun night. There's an exciting band, and it's not the quartet that we're trying to put together here. And also, there's mailed invitations coming to your home with a QR code on it, because we are that hip that we have a QR code. Yeah, so that's exciting. Next week, we'll have the QR code on every table. We're going to make sure you go. Yes. Yeah, we can work it out. She asked for you Zoom folks, she asked if you're not computer savvy, although if you're on Zoom, you probably can figure out a QR code. Maybe, I don't know, I shouldn't assume. But either way, no matter what, we'll get you tickets. No problem, QR code or no QR code, okay? All right, so come and bring your friends.
Greg Gottschalk has a couple of announcements. There are flyers on your table. One is for the golf outing that's coming up already, almost time for that popcorn open, and then a service project.
Yeah, so Don said, I've got 2 flyers on your table, kind of presenting on behalf of a couple other people. The first one is last week's presenter, Rosie Place. They're actually, when I say they, the Rotary Club of LaPorte is doing a Day of Caring event with them on June 21st. If you're interested in volunteering for that great organization, I think they're putting together a outdoor build of some kind. I put a sign up sheet on the front there. You're welcome to sign up all day, a couple hours, whatever you'd like, but they're looking at it to be kind of district wide, even though they're the ones championing that. So any interest there, feel free to sign up front. And then I also put on some the registration forms for the golf outing. Kevin Kosik's actually chairing it this year. He's taking that over. But a lot of the same fun activities that we've done for the past couple of years at the Valpo Country Club, we're still going to do. Going back to an 18-hole event this year. So even more fun being out there longer. But obviously sponsorship opportunities available. Many of them similar to what they've been in the past. So sign up early on that so we can get an accurate count, and then we won't have to bother you by sending you more emails or calling you. So appreciate it. And as always, that's right now our only fundraiser, biggest fundraiser of the year. So everything we raise on that to be able to give back to the community through the community grants and the championship ring fund. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Greg. All right, now time for our program. If Chris would come up and introduce our speaker.
Hello again, everyone. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce Ryan Smiley, who is the president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Northwest Indiana. Ryan started his career at the Boys and Girls Club of, at the time, it was of Porter County as the chief operating officer. That was in 2012. He had previously been in Florida working for the YMCA for approximately 13 years. In 2013, Ryan would assume the role of CEO and lead the Boys and Girls Club of Porter and Lake counties through a merger process in 2016 that I think all of us would agree has led to a more robust and strong club known as the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Northwest Indiana. Ryan also serves on multiple Boys and Girls Clubs of America's committees and boards, impacting professionals across the state and country in the youth and development industry. He holds a bachelor's degree in sports management from the University of Tampa. He was originally a native to Chesterton, but fortunately, when he came back from Florida, he chose Valparaiso. So thanks for doing that, Ryan. And he lives with his wife, Tina, and their two teenagers, Jory and Jack. So let's give Ryan a warm welcome.
So you want me to use the mic as well? For the Zoomers out there, how many Zoomers we have with us?
We have 19 right now.
Well, hello. Hey, great to see you all. Great to be back in person. So many familiar, friendly faces here. Former Rotarian myself, actually in this club, but as Chris mentioned, when our office moved out to Maryville, it was just too much of a commute back and forth to keep attending. I think I missed 4 consecutive meetings and you guys kicked me out. So glad to have Shire representing the organization and attending. So I want to share with you guys what's happening right down the street here at 708 Evans Avenue. Obviously, you guys know the organization and the history. The Rotary Club has been very supportive of the organization since we started here locally in 1971. And Rotary actually supported financially the building of the old gymnasium adjacent to the building, which opened in 1978. There's actually still a plaque on the old brick wall from the Rotary Club of Valparaiso. So a long-standing supportive history between the two organizations. And then just recently, you guys provided a $2,500 program grant, which purchased 10 Chromebooks to support our Valpo club kids specifically with regards to digital literacy and also assisting with their e-learning. So thank you all for what you do for not only our club and organization, but the community as a whole. So I'm going to walk through this pretty quickly. Shire, if you don't mind, just a few slides here. Talk about how we got to the plans for a new facility here in Valparaiso. As I mentioned, 1971, purchased and moved into the old Gardner School building, the first school located here in Valparaiso, built in 1899. As we merged, we did a comprehensive facility assessment of all of our facilities and properties that we owned, and we realized real quickly that this current building was going to need about $2 million in repairs over the next 5 years just to maintain its current state. Through conversations around the boardroom, one thing led to another, and Rick and I got together for some singing lessons and talked about, that was a joke, actually. They actually paid off pretty well, Rick. I mean, I was quite impressed, other than forgetting the damn words to the Rick and I started talking because we wanted to find property in Valparaiso. And we've got this beautiful building, 1.13 acres of downtown real estate. but we knew we needed to build something new. And so through conversations Rick and I had amongst others, we found there would be a mutually beneficial arrangement. And so after several months and through COVID, we eventually closed on the property at 708 Evans Avenue that Urschel Development Corporation formerly owned, and in exchange traded this building, which Urschel Development Corporation now owns, and we lease back from them for like $1 a day, Rick? At any rate, wonderful, wonderful partners, and we're very fortunate to have this new property just down the street. Go ahead, Shire. I'm just slinging it here. So this is just for those of you who may not be able to see, just our trends. Average daily attendance is what we call it, ADA, not Americans with Disabilities Act, but average daily attendance at our Valpo club pre-COVID was hovering right around 120 to 150 a day. That's a small number for us as a club in a community. But remember, we operate what we call our Kids Stop program in 6 local Valpo elementary schools. So we run an on-site before and after care program at 6 of our schools. And so those kids and families don't come to the club. So if you combine those numbers, we're serving about 300 Valpo kids per day at all of our sites throughout the city of Valparaiso. But we know that building a new club, I think this is the way it goes, Shire, go ahead. Building a new club, as we did down the road in Chesterton, essentially will attract and draw even more kids than what we're currently serving. This facility opened in 2017 after a $5.5 million capital campaign, and we went from about 120 or so to 300 and almost 50 a day pre-COVID. So having a state-of-the-art facility, obviously, if you build it, they will come. And we like to say that we attract them with the features, and then we keep them because of the benefits that we offer as an organization. Not-for-profit organization, obviously national model, but locally owned and operated. So we are a federated model with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. We pay a % of our expenses as dues and membership to be a part of that charter. But everything we do here is local as an independent 501c3 organization. Talked a little bit about just the history and the timeline here. 1899, club opened in 71, so we're celebrating 50 years with the groundbreaking. We are moving dirt out here right now. We hired Ton and Blank as our construction manager for this project, and Shive Hattery as the architect. Many of you know as former design organization here locally that we've got incredible relationships with. And so we're excited about what the future will hold. We are expected to open the new facility in June of 22. So just about a 13-month build process. New facility, again, sits at 708 Evans Avenue, just directly south of Old Fairgrounds Park, 8.25 acres right there. Will be about a 37,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility that we expect to triple our average daily attendance. So our pro forma is built on 350 kids per day that will be coming to the new facility. Property is centrally located in Valparaiso, as you all very well know. But close proximity to our local bus barn, which is critically important from a logistics standpoint for the kids to be able to get there every day after school. Most kids' parents or guardians are gainfully employed, I'd like to believe anyway. And so the transportation provided by the school district is critical to get them there after school. I say that, you know, those hours between kind of 3 and 5 p.m. are the most critical hours of day for kids because they may not be supervised if not in an after school program or at home with an adult. And that's where bad decisions potentially could be made, right? And I also believe it's the first time all day that kids have a choice, right? So wake up, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, get on the school bus, go to school, go through the course of the day. And then they come to us and they walk in those doors and there's so many opportunities that they can choose what they'd like to do. Now, every day they get a free healthy snack or a free meal dinner program. We like to make sure their homework gets done, and if mom and dad require it, we will absolutely make sure the homework gets done. But they've got the opportunity to then choose to find something that they can engage and enjoy in. Recently, COVID obviously changed things for everybody, and for us as an organization, we were serving just under 2,300 kids a day at all of our sites as of last March 13th. And we shut down abruptly. And then we didn't see kids until June of last year. And then we opened up a summer camp program and served about 150 or so kids a day. Today, we're serving about 750 kids a day. So we're down about 65% in total. And what we've learned is we work with 11 public school districts across both counties, and they were all on different schedules, right? Valpo kind of started in person and never really stopped except for e-learning Wednesdays, right? And then Hammond just went back in April of this year. And so, what we've heard from families is that they found alternative care. A sibling is watching them every day after school, or a grandparent, or mom and dad are not employed. And so we don't see our numbers really coming back until probably September of this year, back to where we were pre-COVID. So it's really had an impact on our attendance and our operations, as many of your businesses as well. What else we have here, Shire? So just kind of a floor plan, 2 full-size gymnasiums, high school regulation, basketball courts. We've got dedicated teen center. We've got an extra gaming fitness room, which is youth-based fitness equipment that's all technology driven. So a combination between technology and fitness. Obviously, we've got homework rooms. We've got a teaching kitchen. Food insecurity is a problem even here in Valparaiso, believe it or not, for some kids and families. And so we'll be able to teach kids how to make simple meals, whether that be a grilled cheese sandwich or something along those lines. We'll have dedicated digital music recording studio, a digital STEM lab sponsored by NIPSCO, 2-story self-playing rock climbing wall. So, I mean, this thing is Boys and Girls Club on steroids, quite honestly. And that's kind of the vision and the goal here, is to provide kids an opportunity that they wouldn't have elsewhere. And let's face it, right? Our city of Valparaiso, we want the best for our kids. We want the best for our families. We want the best for our community. And so that's kind of the approach that we're taking with this new club. What else we have, Shire? That's just an aerial view of the property, 8¼ acres, just south of Fairgrounds Park. The city has been a wonderful partner with us and working with the municipality in the planning and design phase of that. So we'll have entrance and exits that will accommodate busing as well, and then the bus be able to circle the property. We're dealing with a little bit of wetlands there. Rick couldn't take care of that prior to, so now we've got to deal with it, but I think we've got it figured out. Timeline here, we did the feasibility study. This is a $9 million capital campaign. I'm very proud to say that as of right now, we're sitting just over 7.53 million that we've raised to date. So we've got a little less than $1.5 million to go. We have a generous match opportunity available, put forth by Mr. Stuart McMillan. Is Stu still a member of this club? So if you're on there, thank you, Stu and Catherine, once again, but they have put up a $500,000 match right now. So every dollar raised will be matched by their foundation up to $500,000. We announced that at our ceremonial groundbreaking and have raised $206,000 to date as a result of that match. So we've got $294,000 on the table still, a great way for donors to really double their impact, and the size of the gift really does not matter. So I think I talked through the timeline. We had our groundbreaking ceremony a couple of weeks ago, and project is slated to be completed in June of 2022. Under anything else there? Oh yeah, here we go. How can I forget? So this is possible because of many individuals, donors, incredible board that I report to, but this capital campaign committee, for those of you that can see the names, I joke with Rick because I can, but he and Rob Thorgren are the co-chairs and really the reason that this thing is happening, quite honestly. And I mean that with all sincerity, Rick. Thank you for your leadership and support and driving and buying into the vision and making it a reality. But a lot of familiar names there. It's all about the people, right? And anything we do, it's about the relationships we have. And this is such an incredible community. And these individuals are very generously donating their time and resources to make this possible, and couldn't do it without them. And I guess that's just it, right? Is to continue the history and legacy that we have in this community, dating back from 1971 with 50-year history, and for generations to come. That's kind of the future and vision for this building and this project, is to ensure that from 50 years from now, kids have a safe, fun, relevant place to be, right? I think that we lost our relevancy here a little bit with this old building in Valparaiso, and we know through the renovations and new construction and all of the projects that we've done over the last several years that if you give them something that they can't get elsewhere, they will certainly show up, and then we can impact them, because as an organization, it's all about the impact and the outcome-driven experience that we provide for kids. When I got into nonprofits many years ago, it was good enough to exist. If people believed in your mission, they would support that. But as you guys know, donors have become much more astute philanthropists now, and they want to be able to measure and prove that they're making an impact. And so as an organization, our model has certainly shifted. So it becomes an outcome-driven experience. Many of our programs have a pre and a post test, so we can talk about the impact that we have on kids. So I will pause for any questions or comments or any other information. I don't know how I'm doing on time, but. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the after-school care at schools, or will it all be coming to your new facility?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. Yes, we will continue to offer that at all of the current school sites. That is very convenient for many parents. While it seems not very far from the north side to the south side of Valpo, for some people it is. And so having that option in their local school community area is a big benefit to them. I do, however, anticipate that kids given a choice again would like to come here rather than stay in their elementary school building. So we'll probably see a drop off, but a shift. So the numbers probably will increase exponentially, but the kids in the schools will be less and a lot more kids at the club than what we're seeing today. Yeah, good question. Thank you. Yeah, Chris.
Is there an opportunity to connect eventually the new Boys and Girls Club with the old county fairgrounds? Is that something that you guys have talked about? Or?
The park and the amenities and everything right there. Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And so, we've got a great civil engineer that we've hired, that we've been working closely with the city. So there will be some type of signal crossing there to be able to connect and be able to take the kids across the street. And then we anticipate, some shared parking opportunities. So we've got to be able to safely move kids and or parents across Evans Avenue, which gets quite a bit of traffic, actually. So we are working on something that's too damned expensive, but safe. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Great.
So they sort of phase out.
Yeah, so our membership is open to school-age children. So that's kindergarten through seniors in high school. My daughter's a senior in high school, graduating this week, and she does not want to attend the club. Unfortunately, she probably needs to spend more time there. But our sweet spot is probably elementary into 6th or 7th grade. And I think we're going to change that here because we're going to have a dedicated teen center and entrance and things for them, a fitness center, 2 full-size gymnasiums. So I think we're going to start attracting more teams specifically to this facility as we have done in others, but our sweet spot is probably that 2nd through 6th grade. And membership is only $40 a year. And so it's not a barrier financially for anybody. And we certainly offer scholarships and financial assistance. So we've just got to be able to program that. So we give them something that they want to participate in. Yes, ma'am. No, actually, anybody can attend the Valpo Club. You've got to be a member, but residency does not matter. Obviously, we've got a lot of kids from Couts and Washington Township and Morgan Township schools at our Valpo Club right now. So no, there is no residency requirement. And if you belong to one of our clubs, you can participate in any of them. So really in the summertime, we may have parents that work in Portage but live in Valpo, and so their kids may attend the Portage Club because it's more convenient for them. So they can participate in any of our club programs in any of our facilities. Yes, ma'am. I think you had your hand up.
Do you have activities or accommodations for children with special needs?
We do, as a matter of fact. One of the many reasons we looked at the need for this new facility is that old building is not ADA compliant, right? So it really limited us for kids with physical disabilities. We are seeing more and more kids that need some sort of special assistance, and so we kind of do some customized programs. Now we don't offer one-to-one care, so the kid has to be able to operate in a small group environment, but we'll sit down with the parents and we're open to all, and so we will attempt to engage them based on their needs in the appropriate program, and then certainly work with the kids and families accordingly. So we don't necessarily have specific programs for kids with special needs, but being able to integrate them into our regular traditional programming with some accommodations. Yes.
Those 2 big gyms, is there an opportunity to rent those out to other organizations?
Absolutely. Yeah. Our facilities mostly sit vacant until the kids get there after 3 o'clock, right? And if we're going to put in a $9 million state-of-the-art 37,000 square foot facility, we want the community to use it. So it will absolutely be available for community rentals. We've got a competitive volleyball group that already wants to rent it. I was talking to Coach Kuhlman this weekend. He wants to run some basketball things over there. So birthday parties, family reunions, high school graduation open houses, whatever the case, that's on my mind, right? Whatever the case may be, it will be open and available to the community. There's actually a community room. If you look at the floor plan up close, when you come into the lobby, there's like a boardroom, a community room right there where you don't have to access the entire facility, and we'll be able to lock down different parts of the facility. So that will certainly be made available throughout the course of the day, whether it's a Rotary lunch meeting there one day, anything. So, yes.
Let me expand on the special needs question a little bit. Will there be staff available to work with special needs kids?
But potentially, if the need is there, we do not have that currently right now because there is no need, because we're not serving those kids, and probably because our attendance is down. So yeah, we're certainly receptive to that. We don't necessarily have anybody on staff right now trained in any specialty, but through our partnerships with the schools and other providers, it's certainly something that we would entertain and see if we can work together. Yeah.
What's going to happen to the other buildings?
Oh gosh, did you plant that, Rick? And I did not, but thank you. Yes, and Rick is prepared to answer that. That is a question I get all of the time, but because he is here and he owns it now, we'll let Rick answer what he's going to do with the old building.
Thank you.
We're going to tear it down, and we're going to take bids for whoever wants to take the first swing. Goes the highest bidder. So, no, he's not. I'm not tearing it down. I do want to point out, though, that although we did hand him some wetlands plans, whatever. There's $2 million worth of work that needs to happen in that building. So I think that, you know, no, we don't really have any immediate plans. We're toying with a few developmental ideas. The key here is that we don't want to demolish the building. We want to keep the, you know, whatever we put in there, we want to keep the character. So the guts may be removed, but the structure, the facade on the outside should stay the same. Whether that is, you know, turns into residential housing or boutique hotels or, you know, convention centers, we're not really quite sure yet. But we are committed to at least put the resources forward to make sure that the building stays there and on the outside doesn't change much. So if you have any ideas, let me know.
He's the one that gets the hand because of that, right? Yeah, great. No, but you know, that was important to us, and you couldn't ask for a better partner in Urshel Development Corporation. It was never registered as a historic landmark, right? Purposely. The best use of that when we had it appraised was to knock the building down and have 1.13 acres, but we did not want to do that. But in working with those guys, they've been in there for quite a long time doing some assessments before we got to this point to decide, and the bones are good. If there's a tornado that comes through, go in that basement, I'll meet you there. Thank you for that, Rick. We appreciate that. Anything else? Questions, comments? Thank you all so very much. Appreciate you. Good to see you again here in person, and thank you for what you do for our community. Appreciate it.
All right, please remember, no meeting on Monday. It is Memorial Day. If you would stand for the four-way test.
Sweet things to say or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Will it be fun?
Thank you very much. Have a great
Bye
week.
all. Good to see you again.
Oh, yeah.
See everybody.